Hi, I'm Rachel from My Better Mortgage. Welcome to this week's edition of No Fluff Friday. Today we're answering the question, is my mortgage approval firm? I hear quite frequently that clients think that a mortgage approval comes out, that's it, they sign the piece of paper and they're done, and that is not how it works. That approval comes out conditional on you being able to prove that the statements you made in your application are actually true. So for example, let's look at income. If you're a regular employee, the lender is going to want to see a letter of employment, a pay stub, your last 2 years T4s, and potentially last year's notice of assessment to confirm that you don't owe income taxes. If you're business for self, they're going to want to see your last year's notice of assessment and corresponding T1 general, as well as the year before, and they're going to want to see either a business license or your article of incorporation to confirm that you've been self-employed and operating a business for 2 years or longer. If you're refinancing your house, the lender is going to want to see an appraisal. This confirms the value that we've estimated in our application. If you're purchasing a property and you've put down more than 20%, again, they want to see an appraisal. Or if there's something about the property that's just a little bit irregular. For example, you have a log home, they want that appraisal up front before they'll even issue you a commitment. If you're purchasing a house, let's talk about your down payment. The lender is going to want to see that you've saved up those funds on your own. So 3 months bank statements, tax-free savings account, RSP. The money can come from anywhere, but wherever you're taking it from, they want to see a 3-month history to make sure that you've been saving that slowly and that it wasn't just deposited into your account yesterday. If you do have any transactions in your account that they consider to be irregular or over $10,000, then they have the right to ask you for a paper trail to see where those funds came from. That's not to say that you can't use other sources for your down payment. You can get a gift from family. You can only increase or decrease by 1 generation from where you are. So a child can gift it to you, a parent can gift it to you, or a sibling. Can't come from a grandparent unless your parents have passed along. And can't come from anyone that is not related to you, so girlfriends, boyfriends, fiancés don't count. For those of you out there that are going through the separation process, if you're financing a home to pay off a spouse or you've recently been separated and you're buying your own home, they want to see your separation agreement. You cannot get financing in Canada currently if you don't have that in place. It needs to be signed, it needs to be notarized, and they need to see every single page. I know that a lot of you feel that that's not the lender's right to see when you get to see your child, but they want to make sure that you don't have any financial commitments that aren't in the application. So child and spousal support specifically. Once you've met all of the conditions, the lender will confirm your employment. Again, we're going right back to step 1 here. Within 5 days of closing, they'll verbally confirm that you have your job still. So don't quit and try not to get fired. Makes sense, but it's a little more common than you'd think. Once all of the conditions of the mortgage are met, the file goes through an audit process at the lender's office. Once it's passed through that, instructions are sent to your lawyer, and at this point you know that your commitment is pretty well firm. Everything has been met. You do need to know though that neither party is obligated to fulfill this mortgage. The obligation doesn't actually occur until the legal signing is complete. If you get to the lawyer's office and you simply decide you don't want to proceed, you have your legal right to just walk away from it. The lender has the same right though, so keep that in mind. If you have any questions, reach out to us. That concludes this week's No Fluff Friday. Hope you have a great long weekend.